Welcome to Shri Pad Baba VMST lecture series conclusion session. Today we shall be focusing upon Ati Vakaha Shuddhi Vidhan, Transcendental Purification as ancient wisdom research methodology final phase step 8 of the Brahmrishi Ved Vyas Path. We are on Brahmrishi Ved Vyas Path. We are initiating ourselves for ancient wisdom research methodology. In this final phase, we are focusing upon the transcendental purification, Ati Vakaha Shuddhi Vidhan. Let us open a new page. Let us caption it as lecture series conclusion. Then let us mention it that we are on Brahmrishi Ved Vyas Path and we are initiating ourselves for ancient wisdom research methodology. And today in the conclusion session, we are face to face with Ati Vakaha Shuddhi Vidhan, a transcendental purification, a final step for the sadhakas, and thereafter the sadhakas would be on their own transcendental path, and while being one's own transcendental path, one shall be face to face with the Vedic wisdom, Vedic enlightenment, and in terms thereof, one will be exploring, doing a research about one's own existence phenomenon and existence phenomenon in its generality within human frame as well as within other frames in our solar universe. From the booklet provided of the 22 sheets, let us make a specific table of the sheets. That sheet 1 is about Shri Pad Baba VMST lecture series, and today the conclusion. It is Shri Pad Baba who inspired me, and in terms of this wisdom which I had under the inspiration is being shared. In sheet 2, it is specific mention, it is captioned that we initiate ourselves with Om Shri, and it is the format of the foundation of Brahmrishi Ved Vyas Path. The foundation of Brahmrishi Ved Vyas Path is Shri Om, and then here is mentioned that today on 4th of January 2020, we are at 8th phase of ancient wisdom research methodology. This phase is the phase of Ati Vakaha Shuddhi Vidhan, transcendental purification. Sheet 3 mentions in 2 columns Om and Shri, and the steps, quadruple steps are beginning with Om itself, then hypercube 4, hypercube 5 and hypercube 6. In the second column, the parallel quadruple steps are Shri and then polygon 4, polygon 5 and polygon 6. Sheet 4 enlists 28 formulations, and these formulations are Atma, Sharir, Jeev, Bhoot, Pret, Janam, Punarjanam, Mrityu, Moksh, Dharm, Yam, Yamdut, Chitragupt, Yamraj, Dharmaraj, Mandal, Kusha, Akash, Gobar, Shalgram, Sharad, Sharda, Garud, Krishna, Patal, Tulsi, Vishnu and Purush. These 28 formulations deserve to be chased for their foundational values. The chase for it can be in terms of the transcendental code values of these formulations. Here, the first formulation Atma is of TC value 17, formulation Sharir is of TC value 14, formulation Jeev is of transcendental value 16, translation Bhut is of TC value 19, Pret is of TC value 17, Janm is of TC value 23, Punarjanam is of value 42, Mrityu is of value 21, Moksha is of value 24, Dharma is of value 20, Yam is of value 12, Yamdut is of value 19, Chitragupta is of value 26, Yamraj is of value 22, Dharmaraj is of value 30, Mandal is of value 29, Kusha is of value 8, Akash is of value 8, Gobar is of value 22, Shalgram is of value 26, Sharad is of value 19, Sharda is of value 19, Garud is of value 19, Krishna is of value 19, Patal is of value 18, Tulsi is of value 20, Vishnu of 25, and Purusha of 24. We are for the transcendental purification, and the end pair of scriptures which one shall be face to face with as the end enlightenment message, and these are the Brahma Sutra and Garud Puran. Brahma Sutra and Garud Puran are the pair of scriptures in terms of which one can be face to face with the degree of enlightenment and the purification which one has attained for comprehension along Brahma Rishi Ved Vyas Path. Sheet 5 is Brahma Rishi Ved Vyas, and we shall be face to face with this feature portrait, as by being face to face with this portrait we will be in a position to have an enlightenment for initiation path. For sheet 6 is of Swami Avdeshanandji Giriji Maharaj, whose portrait, enlightenment, wisdom to be shared for proper initiation is in terms of Sha Ushmana Shuddhi path. Formulation 7 is the portrait of Maharishi Valmiki at the phase and stage when Maharishi Valmiki was confronted with the phenomenon of this incident, which was full of corona, and the sudden utterance of the shloka of this phenomenon happening before his eyes has ultimately been the source, sutra, organization, formulation, foundation, wisdom, enlightenment, which manifested as the Adi Valmiki Ramayana. Sheet 8 is the portrait of Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha Ji Maharaj, the founder of the Vedic mathematics sutras interpretation, and the enlightenment is Sa Ushmana Shuddhi, sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be face to face with, having a purified transcendental state for visualizing and being face to face with the meanings of the sutras, shall be on the path of Sa Ushmana Shuddhi. Sheet 9 is the portrait of Adi Valmiki, Adi Shankaracharya, and all our present day purified state of the Vedic knowledge, Vedic scriptures, is due to the enlightenment shared by Adi Shankaracharya ji, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be on the Brahma Rishi Vedvyas path shall be through the commentaries, the interpretation of the Vedic scriptures given by Adi Shankaracharya ji Maharaj. Sheet 10 is a sheet of the portrait of Shri Shri Pad Babaji Maharaj, and Pad Babaji Maharaj has initiated me along Shah Ushmana Shuddhi Path, and this Shuddhi of Shah Ushmana is for being along Brahm Rishi Vedvyas Path. Sadhakas shall have sequential Shuddhi of Shah Ushmana, Sa Ushmana and Shah Ushmana, followed by the fourth step of Ha Ushmana, a sheet 12 of the portrait of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi Ji Maharaj. I have been fortunate to be at the feet of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi Ji Maharaj. I was sent for this enlightenment by Guru Shri Shri Pad Babaji Maharaj. Portrait 11 is the portrait of Goswami Tulsidas Ji, and the way Maharishi Adi Valmiki Ramayana has been put in the language which at present we know. So reach from Sanskrit to Hindi is the attainment which the sadhakas can imbibe by being face to face with the transcendental purification needed for being parallel to the flow of Vedic knowledge through ages. And this Brahm Rishi Vedvyas path is the transcendental purification path, and it is to be followed by us, the sadhakas. Portrait 13 is the idol of Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, the Overlord of real force space, with Hypercube 4 as its representative regular body. Sheet 14 is the depiction of Sthapatya miring rod, the foundation format of synthetic setup of hypercubes 1 to 6, the representative regular bodies of 1 to 6 spaces, and it is along this format that the Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies have been organized. The sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be face to face with the organization format of Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences and Vedic technologies shall be on the format of Sthapatya miring rod. Sheet 15 is the enlightenment sheet, the way Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, by meditating within cavity of his own heart at the seat of the Transcendental Lord, acquires transcendental grace, and in terms of it, Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be on Brahm Rishi Vedvyas path shall follow the enlightenment path of Creator the Supreme Lord Brahma, and one shall meditate within cavity of one's own heart and to attain the transcendental grace. It is by attainment of this transcendental grace that one shall be having a transcendental purification needed for the enlightenment of the order of the Vedas. Sheet 16 is the sheet of the way churning takes place in Vishnu Lok at the orb of the sun, and there happens to be a Divya Ganga Parvaha through the soul cellable Om, and the flow through the quadruple components of soul cellable as of 7 streams, 3 streams and 1 stream, ultimately takes to the Sanatana base, the eternity base. It is here where the manifestations after explosion, after Visphot, when being carried by Ativahaka, by the Brahm as a Vahan, then the reach in the transcendental base amounts to a transcendental purification, and there happens to be reassembling and remanifestation. It is this phenomenon of Jyoti manifestation in the Vishnu Lok at the orb of the sun, and thereby happening a purification for the manifested creations for to be put in the cycle of Janam Rejanam. The sheet 17 is the sheet which is a program format for the sadhakas to chase. Here there are quadruple values 17, 16, 15 and 14, and 14 is the TC value of a sharir, while 17 is the TC value of Atma. So it is from body to the soul. This phenomenon of body to soul as of quadral steps is of values 62, which is 31 plus 31. Then the past, the bhoot, the prior to the birth phase and stage, takes us along this range of values 19 to 14, which means it is going to be 33 multiplied by 3 is 99. Therefore, the sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to have transcendence from body for reach at the soul and to have a enlightenment of transcendental purification path shall chase this quadruple values and this hexa values. So these two ranges, when are chased, will help us have a proper enlightenment. Now sheet 18 is the sheet which is a purified transcendental state which is attained by sadhakas. 18 is of summation value 3, 4, 5 and 6. This quadruple values set up 3, 4, 5, 6 is parallel to the fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 5 transcendental domain. Therefore, for we individuals in manifested form, having our body and the soul lively within the body as such, is of potentialities that it attains the transcendental state. It is this transcendental state, it is this transcendental base which is available along the existence format of each one of us. Therefore, we as sadhakas can attain transcendental purification, and it is this transcendental purification attainment which is to be urge of each one of us. And moment we shall be attaining the transcendental purification, that would mean that we will be reaching at the transcendental base, and this transcendental base is lively within the cavity of heart of each one of us. And as is the enlightenment, Lord Brahma meditates within cavity of his own heart, and by attaining the grace of the transcendental Lord, Lord Brahma multiplies tenfold. As such, we the sadhakas, by following the transcendental purification path parallel to the enlightenment of the Creator, the Supreme, we will be face to face with, we shall be reaching at the transcendental base, and it is this attainment which is the desired step for each one of us. So the ancient wisdom research methodology is the methodology of reaching at the transcendental base within the cavity of one's own heart. It is this state which will take us to hypercube 5, the representative regular body of 5 space within 4 space. Sheet 19 is the sheet of enlightenment of hypercube 5, the representative regular body of 5 space manifesting itself within 4 space. It is this manifestation phenomenon of the transcendental domain and thereby happening the enlightenment format for transcendental purification for each one of us living with a human body is the feature of enlightenment which each one of us will be face to face and will be enlightening. Now in sheet 20 is the sheet how the transcendental domain splits itself when there happens to be an explosion, there happens to be a visport, then there happens to be a flow of streams, a domain split spectrum. And it is this domain split spectrum which takes us from initial stage as one entity to pair of entities, that next step at 5 entities, then 12 entities, 29 entities, and in the 5th phase it comes to be 70. It is this 5 steps long explosion split of the domain which deserves to be chased, deserves to be comprehended, deserves to be imbibed, deserves to be lived. Sadhkas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be along Maharishi Vedvyas path shall follow the ancient wisdom research methodology of having a research of one's own existence by meditating within the cavity of one's own heart and to attain the transcendental grace. When the manifested creation explodes itself, then the same is carried Vahan by the Brahm, and Vakaha is the Lord Vishnu, and it is being carried to the Shivlok, that is to the 5 space domain, where the body is assembled again and the cyclic phenomenon of existence come into play. It is this cyclic existence phenomenon which is the phenomenon of the sheet 21 of Lord Vishnu, a 6 space which manifests within 4 space as hypercube 6. It is this phenomenon which is the phenomenon of giving us as many as 12 into 6 is equal to 72 coordinates, and this value 72 is the value of the Sankhya Yoga of Adhyaya 2, 2nd chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is this organization of the Sankhya Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita which is to be followed by the sadhakas to have a chase of the Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies of the existence phenomenon of our solar universe. The sheet 22 is the sheet of the synthesis of dimensions of the same order. It is how the split of the domain ultimately takes us to the synthesis of a dimensions. It is this phenomenon of the synthesis of the dimension and the split domain which become the ultimate flag points of enlightenment of the format of mathematics, science and technology of Vedic systems. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be along Maharishi Brahmarishi Vedvyas path for the ancient research methodology shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to dive within the cavity of one's own heart, where is the seat of a transcendental Lord, and one shall attain the transcendental grace. It is with the attainment of this transcendental grace that one will be having transcendental purification and it is with the transcendental purification that the consciousness base of the intelligence field of the sadhaka will get fulfilled with the transcendental values. Intelligence field getting fulfilled with the transcendental values is the ultimate attainment step for the sadhakas along the Brahmrishi Vedvyas path. The brain, the mind, the intelligence fulfilled with transcendental values along the consciousness base is the end reach of enlightenment, and at the same time it becomes the starting point. The beginning and the end are unifying at the same ment. It is with it that whole existence phenomenon becomes of cyclic features, and one transcends fully from the limitations of the linear progression, and the reach of transcendence from the linear progression to the cyclic progression is the path along which the sadhakas we shall have to follow for further chase of understanding for our remaining period of existence. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.